Well, today is Giving Tuesday, where nonprofit leaders expect billions of dollars to be donated to help those who need it most. And Oklahoma Senator James Lankford is using today to renew calls to pass the Charitable Act. The bipartisan bill has the backing of more than 1,000 nonprofits across the country and would help more folks deduct their charitable donations from their taxes. Senator Lankford now joins me once again. Senator, welcome back to the show. Thanks for hopping on.
Thanks.
So take me through the Charitable Act and how it works, because, I was looking at this yesterday and I thought, hey, now, a lot of people are probably thinking to themselves, this sounds good. It drastically raises the charitable deduction cap.
It does, actually. Right now, the only people that get a chance to be able to write off on their taxes, their charitable donations, are the folks that itemize. That's about 9% of Americans actually itemize on their taxes. Because the standard deduction is so high, most people don't itemize their taxes. So there's no incentive to be able to give to nonprofits through our tax code. I have to make it very clear to everybody, the safety net is not government. The first safety net is families. Second safety net are churches, nonprofits, those entities that help the hurting and the homeless and the hungry. And then the third safety net is government. So anything government can do to strengthen families and to be able to strengthen churches and nonprofits, we should do it, because that is actually the faces and the people that walk people through the hardest part of life.
Yeah, I know it increases the cap, $4,600 for single filers, $9,600 for joint filers. This was in place before, right? I believe with a $300 charitable cap. Why did it lapse in 2021?
Well, remember the COVID. This was in place during COVID to incentivize people to be able to give to nonprofits who were a safety net. Then we doubled it the next year of COVID. We saw a lot of people that gave to nonprofits that did a lot of good work around the country during COVID, and then it lapsed. We're trying to bring that back and to be able to make it permanent. So every person across the entire country, whether you itemize or don't itemize in your taxes, has an incentive to be able to give to nonprofits, that you get a chance to be able to deduct that straight off your taxes if you actually help people locally. Yeah. So this is churches, this is United Way, this is Red Cross, this is if you want to give to YouVersion Bible app, this is all kinds of different ways. What you choose the nonprofit that you want to be able to give to, you can give to any nonprofit, get a chance to be able to write that off in your taxes.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, a lot of nonprofits across all 50 states have come out and supported this. Besides just altruistic reasoning, is there data that shows being able to deduct charitable giving from your taxes actually leads to more giving?
It does, actually. You can ask any nonprofit what their highest month is of giving, and they will always tell you it's December. And it's not the Christmas spirit. It's the folks that are doing the math and saying this is the last month of the year that I can actually make a donation and be able to write off on my taxes. So every nonprofit will tell you that. There's also good, solid data that will actually back that up. The other thing about this is we want to incentivize small dollar donors, not just the largest donors. Yeah. People that give thousands are a great benefit, but small dollar donors are also your volunteers. So when they're incentivized to give even $20, they're then contacted by nonprofits later, say, hey, do you want to volunteer? And often they do, because they believe in that cause.
And one more question about this before I move on to something else. What's the opposition to this? Are you worried about people using this for nefarious purposes, saying, I gave $4,600, to this charity, and that charity is really, a secret bank account somewhere else of theirs? Do you worry about that, and how do you monitor that?
Right. You would have to document the same way you do any other thing for the IRS. If you cheat on your taxes on that, whether you're cheating by saying you gave to something you actually didn't, you can be prosecuted for that, just like you wouldn't file your income at all on that. So the same rules would apply. You can't just cheat on this and just say it. You've got to be able to document it. Quite frankly, that's already true for every donation you give to a nonprofit. You've got to be able to document that as well in your taxes. If you're ever audited, you got to prove it.
Well, Senator, we'll be following that closely. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.